have opportunity to think about some of the stuff from last night?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So it's live and it's up on YouTube. So it's ready to go. Yep. So let's see here. We have a total of one, two, three, four, five, six more decks to go. So we're gonna go through those.
Okay.
What are your thoughts? What about some of the stuff that was said last night that resonated and some of it was like, whoa, did you have any like thoughts about any of that?
I wasn't expecting like outer space boat. I mean, it resonated. It like growing up, I remember seeing like my brother and I seeing like shadow people. So like it
Shut
kind
up.
of, so it kind of like that's why I asked like, is this a new guide?
Yes. Damn, that was interesting as hell because I really wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't ever really have any expectations about any information that comes up. But when I'm sitting, it's like I'm sitting in the back seat of a car and your parents up there driving and you get to see it. When they see it, you be like, damn, is we really finna go into that store like that? Just stuff like that.
Right.
It just makes me think like that. So it's funny that when you say that, because I'm seeing it for the first time too. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. All right. So I know that the thing about the baby that, they didn't. I say they because it was more than one. However, when I say more than one present, it was almost like she was about to go into it, and she's like, and I think she kind of turned to the side. Okay, so that's when she decided, just hold off, okay, on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. So we're gonna go on and get started and see what comes up. All right, let's see here. First card. Oh, that one don't belong there. My bad. That was totally different. All right. We're finishing, guys. Those of you that's coming in, we're finishing Pump's reading from yesterday. Part one was yesterday. This is part two today. So the first card we get is faith. Believe you are not alone. Spirit is right beside you. Ask for guidance and it will come. So these are things, that's something that you would already know. But this is more or less from guides. But it's also, if you look at it, the one with the white hair, it's
Mm-hmm.
about her.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of like if you have any questions for her about anything, it's like come and see me, you know. All right, let's see what else. And that was beautiful for her to come up yesterday too. You got two jumper cards that just came up. Voyage of the heart. Love flows through you and to you. Love flows through you and to you. So immediately what came up is something about your partnership, right? Sometimes she get a little bit rocky. Hang in there. It's all good. It's about love and it's also about challenges, right? And that's where you look real close right here. You see there's a boat and it's got two
Mm-hmm.
flags, right? And one looks a little bit taller than the other, but they both have two sails on it. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you both are on even playing ground. No one is playing the. Some households is like the man is the boss. This is not about that. This is about equal partnership, and you are just
Mm-hmm.
pixelating everywhere. That's crazy because they want you to know that, right? So nobody is trumping the other, and just be mindful of that. Is what they want you to know. Reflect and redirect your energy in passe. So it's kind of like when you get to a space where you feel like there's a block, that whole blocked off area right there, but the path is definitely leading somewhere. To you, it should feel like, okay, this is definitely not. What alternate route can I take? Could you go over it? Could you go around it? Whatever it is that comes up in your space, as you sit there and you look at it, you give it some attention, there is always a different route to take to get to the same place where you are now and to move forward. You just have to know how to do that because sometimes it's easy to feel stuck in something, including habits that we have, right? This is more about you now. Anything that you may have that is habit or becoming a habit, etc. Just know that there's always a different route to get to where you want, including instilling habits. So if it's not work habits, it's things that you want to do. Maybe it's working out, maybe it's clearing your thoughts, being more clear about things. Maybe it's about being able to say yes more instead of no. Maybe being able to say no more than yes. Being able to tell people not right now, it's not a good time. This is about that because sometimes those little things, and they're coming up for a reason, are a challenge for some people because some people feel you are a pushover. And that's just on period. That just came up.
Mhm.
And you are not to allow that to take place. You set the pace, right? This is coming from all areas around in your space. This is about you. This is about you understanding it's okay to tell people no. Even if it feels like you want to cringe to tell them no, you have to say no. Boundaries. Set some
Mhm.
boundaries. Some more boundaries, they said. Some more. Okay. All right, let's keep going. All right. Thank you, team. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. Shadow work. Shadow work is coming up. Ooh, we got two jumpers. Shadow work is coming up around. So shadow work is coming up around being enough, being exactly who you're supposed to be, who you're supposed to be it to, right? You can't please everybody. So sometimes this could be some old things, and you want to take a look at that about being enough to be the best at what you do, being the best to excel, etc. So that's coming up, and I do see some pixelation. So this team is on board with that. Breathe, breathe. Totally. And I'm gonna tell you something that's really weird. When I look at this card, I can see this green that she's sitting on, and this flame. It appears to be a tint of green. But as I look at you through the camera, in my camera, there is a shadow that is green. It is in my lens of my glasses. I saw it just a little while ago. I know it's a reflection, but the green has something to do with what you're making. So when she was talking yesterday about
About the color. I already had got green.
shut the hell, shut. You
Yeah.
okay, so when, if they're not sure that you got the message, they will
Yeah.
make me pay attention to the subtlest things. For example, like right now, as I'm looking at you, I can see like the reflection in my eyeglass right there. It is
Yeah.
a green tint, right?
Yeah.
Normally, I wasn't paying attention to that. I know it's the light, but it's not. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, you got to see with the eyes behind the eyes, if that makes sense. All
Mhm.
right. So this is what this is about, that tint color for you to kind of work with, okay? So, and that is basically as she sits there and she's putting her intention around what she's wanting to do, and the flame, which is ignites the person who is to receive those candles, right? So good picking up on that. That is crazy as hell. Can you believe that shit? Like, whoa. All right, the next one. Of course we can believe because we know the teams come
Yeah.
through and they connect. Right, but it's so beautiful when the confirmation is received. All right, the next card we got. All right, we got higher power. So if you look real good, you see there's a key there, right on the third eye, and then there
Mhm.
is a guide here, and right there. If you look really good, I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
if you can see it with your eyes.
Yeah.
That is like embracing, and it is a baby. So let's talk about it. Said child will have inner knowings about things. So be ready. Coming out the womb, as they grow, it's gonna just know. Uh-huh. It's when I look at the card, I don't see it, but when I post it up, it looks like as if the baby's head is here and it's inside the elbow. If you can look at that, it's
Yeah,
like
I
put.
see that.
Mm-hmm. All right, and this right here is existing already. Another, okay. The the closeness of the two. Okay, just so you know. I was thinking that they weren't gonna let me say, but of course they let me say. So we're gonna go with that and we can just call it a day. All right.
Well, I was thinking that before I call, I was saying it's okay to talk about.
Shut the hell up. Okay. Golly, this is crazy. Okay, so because of that, I feel a little shiny. I know it's the light. So because of that, the two of them are going to be really extremely close.
Mhm.
Right? All right. So going back to last night, they wanted me to bring that up because of his sensitivity of who he is. His energy was aware that there were
Yeah.
other energies around, and that's what caused him to wake up last night. Okay. And
Mhm.
so while that was going, sometimes when I have little when the babies kind of get a little bit um uh, movement per se, right? When that happens, like he woke up last night, normally I just keep going and, the parent is comforting and you just kind of go
Yeah,
on.
and
Yeah,
usually he does, like, go right back to I was expecting him to just fall right back to sleep, but he
yeah.
didn't.
No, because his energetic and higher self knew that there was another presence. And it wasn't that he was, his consciousness was a fear. It was trying to get acclimated to what was going on.
Yeah.
Right. That's exactly what that was. So because of that, they just wanted you wanted me to let you know that those things will happen more often. You may see him, just kind of
Looking.
standing there looking at
Yeah.
something. He
Uh-huh.
is not looking at nothing. He's looking at
Yeah.
something. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and that is because we discussed he is a seer. Okay. And said baby number two is also a seer. Okay. Okay, let's go with that. So you imagine have two seers telling you to look at shit in different directions. You can't see shit. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's going to be amazing, right? And the things that they're going to be able to tell you will also, um, how do I want to say, they don't want you to be disturbed. They just want you to take in what they say. So,
Yeah.
for instance, if they see something and it is not from this realm, it's okay because it's not
Yeah.
going to affect them. So just learn to for my son, I just say, okay, well, what do you see? Well, where did you
Mhm.
go? Just so don't be gone long, those types of things. So as they
Right.
grow, the astral travel will start. You're just to nurture it the best that you can so they won't be fearful of it because there's nothing to
Yeah.
be fearful of.
Yeah.
All
Because I was when I was younger, I was fearful.
right. So when the gray came the other day and he said that you didn't necessarily wish them away, it wasn't that. It's just kind of like internally, you just kind of stepped back per se.
Exactly.
That's what happened. And so he was saying, thank you, more or less, not to feel too frightful to where you just like, I don't want to see this again, because that's not what happened. It was more or
Right.
less you step back, just maybe squeeze your eyes real
Yeah,
close,
that's
close,
what it was. It was, like, exactly like that.
squeeze the eyes tight. And
When I was little, I used to, like, go under the if I would see something, I would go under the covers. One time I put my foot up. I was like, is something really there? Because I
yeah,
can't feel it."
right. Now, they understand the difference between being fearful and the curiosity and just the uncomfortableness with it,
Yeah.
right? So they know how to um move accordingly, and that's what happened. And when they were speaking yesterday, the gray, about being in the car, they literally were speaking about riding with you, right? Okay. And I know that feels weird, but you will feel the energy riding with you when there is someone riding with you, right? And you can just have a normal conversation. Just like I tell the story sometimes when I was walking to my car and there were some ancestors that needed me to tap in because they needed some people. And I was like, no, not right now. And they was like, they was all up on me like, well, when? You know, okay. So just say not now, later, or something. Or if you have a question, or ask, do you have information for me? Because maybe that is it. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's not always something that you want from them or something they want from you. It could be, is there information that I need to know at this moment? Right. Because they're not there for nothing. They're there
Right.
for something. Right. So that's all you have to do. Let's keep going.
Okay.
All right. They wanted me to kind of make those things bring that up to you. I was trying to think if there was something else. So also just today, um, when uh the one of the witches from the Witches Council from last night, she mentioned Concord, England. I had never heard of it.
Look,
Never.
I was Googling all day.
Baby, I found there is actually a place there. Did you see it?
Yeah.
So then I Googled witches in Concord. Did you know that there actually was some witches there?
No.
You need to look that up, okay?
Okay.
Oh shit, fucked me up. Fucked me up. Now, it's not saying that I'm shocked by what they said. I'm more or less like, damn. Of course, I don't know everything, but when this is how we learn too. Different pieces of information that come through from you guys' session. So when I went to look, I was like, damn, that's book wild, you know?
Yeah.
So I did go look that up today. I was like, yeah, let me go and look and see what that's about. And sure enough, there were some there. So there you go. All righty. Thank you very much. What do we have? Ooh, collaborative dreaming, baby. Collaborative dreaming. This is once again a flag of green and gold on any collaborations that you want to have with individuals. Okay. They may not even look like you, but you are definitely of the same. I have seen this card before, and this card actually means something specific for other people. But for you, this is about you being in collaboration with others and being okay with that. Okay. Just make sure that you are. So the hand is itching. That is definitely
Mhm.
related to the money and the collaborations. Okay. They just want to, my hands don't hardly ever itch, but, and just got a high pitch. So for you, just know, pick your collaborations carefully and make sure it is for the good, for your highest good and for theirs, based on what they want in you to do with the candles. Okay. Now, at some point, you may have somebody come to you and want you to make them candles that may be of the specificity of protection. So when that time arrives, be very careful to connect with discretion if you are to move forward and make those line of candles. They can be very beneficial. However, you have some who seek others for the dirt that they do. Because remember, it will carry your energy. So choose wisely when you decide to or not to move in that direction. And if you do, you will make the candles where you can release the candle to the individuals to carry only the energy that is of light and love and protection only. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. So when these said individuals, because there will be more than one, seek you out, just remember to consult your team. They are not moving alone because there is duality. The balance must be held, which means there is duality of good and indifferent. So they can choose to find others should you say no. So you just remind self and higher self to connect, to collaborate only with those that are of light and love and need only it for protection. Because where people seek protection, so do others seek out chaos. Okay. It's nothing to fear, only just a fact for you to know because as you move upward and outward and expand, they will seek you. You are protected, but just to remember to use a discretion. Any questions around this?
No.
Okay. Well, all right then. So the collaboration is going to be beautiful. All right. This is going to allow you and others to move accordingly to what they want for their brand. So, because your energy carries light and love, does not mean it cannot be transmuted. However, when you are speaking and conjuring, you are to speak to it, to the elements of naturalness that is of good. but can always be turned different. And you are pixelating. So that is a confirmation that your team is saying. Just be mindful of the collaborations. You can never really just know a person versus social media and in person, but you can tap in to be sure. Okay? You have a team, you have a witches council. Use your pendulum to be sure. Understood, understood, overstood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's keep going, cause baby, now what I was getting. So I always like to say what I'm feeling from the inside of from that. So that was another from the witches council. What they are saying is that you're always gonna have people that's gonna be on fuck shit. They don't want to make the shit themselves because they can't, or they be on
Right.
so much bullshit they couldn't even get it to do what they wanted to do. Right? All right.
Right.
So when they realize that they have others that can do some of these things, some of them feel like, and some can, transmute your good into something not so good. But when conjuring and you speak to the elements that it is only for the good of all, it knows. So once again, it's a fail, right? Okay, so just keep that in mind. And that's what I was getting. It didn't have anything to do with you. It just had to do with others. And they're not
Mm-hmm.
going to be malicious. They're just going to be on some
Right.
bullshit. And most of them will be younger. So you'll be able to know that right away. These won't be old heads. These won't be
Right.
old heads.
Okay.
These will be young kids dabbling in shit. Okay. 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 All right. We got two jumpers. All right. What we got here? Okay. We got vulva, prophecy, guidance, and direction. Vulva. She is beautiful. This is more or less one of the goddesses that has to do with connected to Gaia and earthly things. So when you begin or start to work with things from the earth, remember that she spoke the other day, yesterday, about working with tree bark.
Mm-hmm.
Who fucking knew? Okay, because I sure fucking did not. Okay. I knew of certain things. I knew that there were things of trees you could use. I never thought about the tree bark, right? So if there is other that you feel like that would be of good, for example, different types of bark, you figure out how, ask about specific uh, types of trees that you can use. The bark, I'm assuming, and I just saw it like grated powder per se, maybe in the bottom, etc. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter because when you pour it, it's going to disperse whatever its energy is. Okay. So, with that being said, so she is like one of the goddesses that works with the earth and the trees, etc. So she will be in the essence of all that you use. So it's important that when you start to do that, when you do, just kind of, if you feel like you need a little assistance, just kind of call upon any goddess that is related and connected to the trees and the energy to get that direction, along with the gray who wants to assist you. Okay. And along with the other, which I can't even remember her name, but I know it's on the video. I'm gonna go back and check it out. The one who is, if you're,
Soraya.
yes, Soraya, yes. And also,
She was a little feistier.
yes. So you can also communicate with her about, say, for instance, if someone is asking you to make something and is not of your normal line of type candles, you would consult her because she is on the other side of duality and she can give the green or the red. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And then we got the 11th torch, recovery, comeback, and rival. Recovery, comeback, and rival. So this has to do with you coming back into your natural element of conjuring. Rival has to do with, so there will be others out there who create just like you do, the same type of product, etc. The difference is that from the Witches Council, you have received a green light, right, to assist and work with others. However you decide to do it, if you're going to do a batch of them, then they sell them. You're going to do them wholesale or whatever. Whatever, if they're going to do the branding for, they're going to do their own branding. You send them blank, whatever it is that you're going to do. This has to do not to see them as a rival, but to see them as an equal doing what they do because everyone will prosper from it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you select who you want to touch your energy because when they touch those, that is them connecting as well. Okay. However, you can also release your connection.
Mhm.
So you decide to do that. If there are those that you would like to steal because of the intention you put in and what they're going to use from, and you feel them to be, and you would know, feel them to be an ideal candidate, you can leave your connection to that, because if you're connected to it, that means they're also connected to the council. Okay. So you don't want any wild hair ass energy connecting like that. Okay. You can release if you feel or not so sure. It's better to release than it is to allow your energy to stay there and
Mhm.
then them connect with a fuck they shouldn't be, because they could some real fuck shit could pop off. Okay. All right. And I say that not for you, but for them. Okay. Because some people don't know what the fuck they're connecting to and who. And so it's
Right.
really important because of who you're connected to. Okay. So these other people are not your rivals. These people are just going to be also successors. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Um, and that's it. They didn't ask me to focus on recovery, and that is about it. All right, now let's do this other one. We have this last deck right here. And this is the one with the little spell cards in it. Put these two here. All right, what do y'all have for pumps? Mm, thank you very much. This is a moon spell. How? How befitting. Okay. Girl, this gonna fuck you up. New moon floral. New moon floral protection charm. You can't even, what the fuck? Who? Like, hello, where y'all at? Okay. This is crazy. So, those of y'all who are here and come across this video, in case you didn't know, Pumps just conjured a new candle. And I hate to use conjure, but that's just what it is. Okay. So, you have got to see some of the pictures of the elements and properties that pop up in the candles in which she make because of who she's connected to. Now, those pictures are intentional, and who they're to go to is intentional unless they say no or they pass, then it can go to the next person. It will still serve its purpose. So those of you that are watching, this candle that she made for the moon, it is also a floral candle. Like who fucking knew? You can't make this shit up, okay? All right, so let me read it to you what it says. It says, this potpourri is great for clearing the way for anything new in your life and planting spiritual seeds for new moon beginnings. You'll need the following fresh flowers: carnation, cyclamen, marigold, rose, and snapdragon. Place the flower petals in a bowl and then sprinkle them with a few drops of geranium, clove, and cinnamon oil. Place the mixture on the south point of your altar, if you have one, for the duration of the full lunar cycle. After the full moon cycles, you can sprinkle the flower petals in your garden where their energy will continue to protect you and loved ones. That you can't make this up. All right. Now, the other part of that, when I was reading around your garden, and then I heard also around like the outside of your house, if you happen to do this. So, this is like, what? Like, what? Crazy. Full moon. Okay, just moon spell. Yeah, like what? Oh my God. Okay, so let's also, okay, to let you know, if you don't have the flowers and can't get them all at this point, whenever you do, it's still fine.
Okay.
Okay. But you to do that. Because of course this is spare of the moment, but it is at the peak of it. Well, it's in the middle. Yeah, it's at the peak when you look at how many days before the peak and how many days after, right? So could you get those? Yeah, you probably could, but I don't know. I don't know what's in your space as far as florists will be concerned. But if you can find them, then okay. If not, at some point get those and do that. Okay. Boom. Going back to the candles, moving forward, some of your candles, and you will know to include the petals of the sunflower for the Maji. Okay. I know this came up before. I know
Mhm.
it did. So, with that being said, you pick and choose, and they are not being specific as to which brand or which line, but you can decide on that yourself.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions about any of this? We
No.
are done
No.
data. Okay. All right. So what I'll do is I'll send you pictures of all the cards. I'll send them to your
Okay.
Instagram, and you can. Oh, it's the baby up. Okay. All right. So listen, I'll go ahead and let you go. If you have any questions, reach out. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Take care. Have a good one.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Does anybody have any questions? Those of you, if you have questions, if you come across the video and you have questions about this, by all means, please leave a comment in the comment section. If there's anyone here on the live now, if you have a question, let me know, and I will be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. I don't see any questions as of yet. No. Anybody have any questions for me? This was amazing. Part two for pumps. Like we have been trying to get this done, and I guess everything is timely, and and I just wanted to make sure that she got all the information that she need. You know. All right. Nobody has any questions. That is all I have for today. Yep, it's been a beautiful day today. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. We appreciate that. And congratulations to Pumps in her endeavor. And those of you who are also watching, if you take a look at the thumbnail, Pumps makes those candles. So you can find her at Caffeine in Pumps on Instagram. And that's where and you can find her on TikTok. And so she makes these candles. Now, if you are following her on Instagram, if you go to her page, you will see what I am speaking of when I am talking about when she conjures and she has the assistance of the Witches Council. I know some of y'all gonna be fucked up behind these comments I'm saying, but who cares? All right. When you go and look, you will see the things if you have that DNA to be able to see. Not all of you will see it, right? If you look at those candles in post one and post two, it looks like where she's poured wax into a she's poured wax into the containers, and you will actually see the energy forming said pictures, and you will see where I commented. So those comments that I made were not my own comments. They were mine, yes, but they came from her team for me to say what that was and for me to say. So even if you saw something different, that's fine. But her team wanted her to know what that was that she saw. And I think I named something in all eight of those candles, right? And there were specific people who were to get specific ones. However, if they don't reach out to her, they will still have that same energy, and they will still be specific as far as what they stand for, right? So first dibs per se were to go to those individuals who were named. So with that being said, that information came from her team, her highest good, her guides, someone on the Witches Council, the Greys, who all that were there last night. So her team collectively gave me that information for her to post. I mean, for me to comment, for her to see, and for others, whoever they may be meant for. Now, hypothetically, if any of the candles per se were for an ancestor and I named someone who was supposed to get it, that's because that's what her team and their team wanted that person to have. However, that does not mean that someone else could not get those. So if they order and they get those, hooray. And if they do not, then they'll still be up for dibs if I haven't purchased them. No, y'all, I believe in letting everybody, you know, well, here's what I'm saying. I know sometimes we have the inside. What does that mean? We have, um, we have like a little family, right? And so some of us get first dibs on some stuff. But sometimes, it's good for us who are there all the time to kind of fall back, right, and allow others. However, um, it just depends on who those candles hands are supposed to fall into, and so they get them, right? So if you're interested in those, by all means, stop by her post and take a look at those candles because, yeah, she is about that conjuring shit. right? That's even before she probably knew it. And not only that, now that she knows it, it's more intentional, right? It's more intentional. So she's going to have some amazing collaborations, and I am wishing her well, etc. And I'm glad I've been, she's been following me for a long time since I first started reading. She was one of the first uh, few people that was following me when I was just, doing a little reading and taking a picture of the card, doing a little reading and taking a picture of the card, right? I didn't know where I was going. I didn't really know much about me. I just felt like it felt right what I was doing. And as I've grown into who I am now, and then I think about some of the things that my team is having me to do, they're like, you need to eat cleaner. So, okay, just because, for example, when they tell me that I need to eat clean, I could get like, oh, fuck, I can't have the fun stuff. No, I mean, you can, but we need you to eat cleaner. And here's why: because of the veil lifting, right? You come into more information, you see more, right? So for me, what they are saying, we need you to see more, clean it up so that it can come through more specific, more specific. So clean up your diet, eat clean, okay? Eat clean so that they can come through. Does that mean they're not gonna come through if I don't eat clean? And that's some dumb shit. Why would you not want to eat clean? You see what I'm saying? So this is what we be did. This is what we be. It's not a battle, but this is conversations that I really like be having with my team and with my guys. And as you grow and get closer into who you are, you should also be having the same motherfucking conversation. That don't mean they're gonna spank your ass every time because you have a hamburger. You know you're supposed to be eating something a little bit cleaner. No, I don't personally, it's not something that I do. I have had. I'm more of a chicken person and fish person. But now, at one point I had completely moved away from chicken. Now I got to get back to that, right? So what they're saying is that the cleaner you eat, the closer to the earth that you eat, the more you hear that vibrating message that you're supposed to get and receive. That is all that that is saying. And it's good for the body. Okay. The body is not made, was not made to be eating things so clunky as hamburger and steak. And no. However, they talk about how good it is for you, protein. Of course, they're going to say that because it is protein, right? However, due to what people are now doing to food, including plastics and elements that could be of plasticness, you want to get closer as you can to the ground, and then in the meat that they're eating, it's that's a other thing. Okay, so I just wanted to make a clear observation of that for myself. Okay. So you hear me. Then the good thing about it, see, I can chuckle about my damn self. Like, I don't know about that. Like, I got a sister, right? And she and I, we be like boom, boom sometimes. Sometimes I do it on purpose just because I just want to, right? And she knows this, right? And sometimes she know I'm just yanking a chain. But I love her to death because she know what she's doing. She know what she's talking about, etc. But sometimes I'll be giving a pushback like, why? Or, and she's like, well, teams told me to come tell you. And I know she ain't lying. I know she not. No, she not. However, as I clean up these things, the clarity in the specificity of things coming through become more profound. So I want to be clear about that. It's not that I don't know these things. It's just working through these habits. Like I'd love to see my face more slim. I would love that. So I know what I have to do. So with that being said, you eat cleaner, right? So I am done. Thank you all so much for thumbs up, pumps. Thank you for allowing me to do this on my open platform that is open and that is everyone can see. But more than anything, I thank you for taking heed to the information that your team is giving to you. And as you act accordingly, I am so excited about seeing you grow. Okay. So once again, if you're looking for candles that are made with amazing energetic properties to do what they said they're going to do. For example, for today and yesterday or last night when I was doing her reading, they had me to burn ambitious AF. Right, that's a candle that she made. So if you go to at caffeine and pumps, you will see the candles that she makes. Right now, she's got the full energy moon. I think she got a new energy moon. So she has these candles, they're available. And if you don't see them on her website, by all means, send her a DM and ask her when will she have those in stock if she's out of stock. Just saying, right? Follow her, right? Subscribe, baby. And if you want a reading, you know where to find me. Okay. Now, all the readings that I do here on my YouTube, these are free because I post them. And if you don't want your face on camera, and if you don't want it to stay up there indefinitely, then you need to pay for a private. And private is $88.88. I'll be glad to do that. You have to schedule it on my calendar. And that is also in my profile here on YouTube. On TikTok, I do them when I go live. I do them for free, but they're very short readings. They're like one question type questions or two or something like that. Right? Same thing. If you follow me on Instagram, which is very private, by all means, those are usually free when I go and do those. Well, not usually, they are when I'm doing it. Like, just pick a card, that kind of thing. Right? But if you want specific answers around something, then you need a full reading. Or if it's one reading, then you if you want to pay for it, you really want it to be more curtailed to you, then you know, you can do it here on YouTube, or I can do it on Facebook. It doesn't matter to me, but it will be live, okay? Okay. And it will be posted indefinitely. So I just needed you guys to know that because that's important. When we do stuff for free, that is energetic work. Energy that I am spending to get you the answers that you want, that the team doesn't have a problem. Your team, Conscious Collective or Cosmic Collective, want you to have. And I want you to have it if you want it. However, there's a way to do things. So for me, for my platform, YouTube and TikTok, Instagram, those are usually free, but they're live posts and they go up. If you want private, then you just book. It's cool, no problem. I do plenty of them. Okay. That is all I have for you, everyone. Please go back and take a look at the one from last night, baby, it is alive, wow, and it's amazing. Okay. Take care. Have a beautiful evening.